You know that feeling that shows up before your day even starts? A quiet pressure in your chest, the sense that you're already behind, even though nothing's happened yet. It's not panic, it's not crisis. It's just this low hum that tells you you're not where you're supposed to be. And even though your life looks stable from the outside, something in you believes you're late to your own story. For a lot of people, this shows up as an internal countdown clock. You don't remember setting it, you don't remember agreeing to it, but it's there. And it keeps moving, even on the days you try to slow down. You don't want to be ruled by it, but part of you believes it's the only thing that's keeping you sharp, the only thing that's keeping you disciplined, the only thing that's keeping you from slipping into something you fear more than burnout, which is irrelevance. That word carries weight you don't say out loud. Feeling behind when you're not is almost never about your calendar. It's almost always about your identity. When your sense of self has been shaped by the pressure to perform, it doesn't matter how full your life becomes. There's always another level. There's another metric, another part of you that believes you should have been farther by now. You don't measure time the way other people do. You measure it by who you think you should already be. And when that internal measurement gets distorted, it creates this quiet kind of exhaustion. And that's not the physical kind. It's the identity kind. The kind that tells you that rest is dangerous because it gives your mind too much room to ask the questions you've been avoiding. The kind that tells you you're somehow losing ground while everyone else is gaining it. The kind that makes stillness feel like failure, even when God is the one inviting you into it. Most people don't call this out for what it really is. It's an invisible scoreboard. You don't see it, but you definitely feel it. It keeps track of your progress, your pace, your productivity, your emotional strength, your spiritual consistency. It keeps score of who you think you're supposed to be by now. And every time you slow down, that scoreboard lights up with this belief that you're slipping, that you're falling behind, that you're failing to keep up with the version of you that you've built in your head. But that scoreboard isn't real. And it never came from God. It came from pressure. It came from old expectations. It came from seasons where survival required speed, and you just never learned how to turn the speed off. It came from a version of you that believed you had to earn your worth through motion, and even though you've grown, you've matured, you've changed, that old belief still sits underneath everything like this hum that you can't quite silence. And one of the hardest truths for high achievers to accept is that feeling behind has nothing to do with falling behind. You can feel behind and still be exactly where you're supposed to be. You can feel late while still being perfectly aligned. You can feel off track while God is actually slowing you down on purpose. That's not to punish you. It's not to stall you, but to just form you into someone who doesn't need momentum to feel secure. Sometimes the reason you feel behind is because God is quietly taking you off the timeline you created for yourself. And not in a dramatic way, but just in this gentle, steady way. He starts closing the urgency gap between who you think you need to be and who he already knows you are. And when that happens, your internal pace doesn't match his pace. So it feels like something's wrong, but nothing's wrong. You're just not in charge of the timing anymore. And this is where people often misinterpret what they're feeling, because identity formation doesn't move at the speed of your ambition. It moves at the speed of your soul. And that is always, always, always slower than the internal pressure you're used to living under. When God slows you down, he's not asking you to do less. He's asking you to become someone who no longer needs pressure to stay faithful. Someone whose identity is rooted deeper than productivity. Someone who can carry responsibility without carrying the weight of self-judgment. When you feel behind, that's usually happening beneath the surface, and it's not failure. It's grounding. God is steadying you. He's realigning you. He's breaking the belief that your pace determines your value. He's shaping you into a person who can live without an internal scoreboard. Someone who moves from clarity and not anxiety. Someone who knows how to keep going without trying to outrun their own sense of inadequacy. The truth is, God is far more patient with your becoming than you are. You want transformation fast because you think speed proves something. But he's not rushed. He's not pressured. He's not tracking your life the way you track your progress. He sees the formation happening underneath the pace. He sees the strength you're building in the places no one else sees. He sees the way your identity is being rebuilt slowly and quietly and steadily. And maybe that's the real invitation in all this, to stop interpreting the slow places as signs that something is wrong with you, to stop assuming that every pause is a punishment, to stop believing that being on God's timeline means somehow you're falling behind everyone else's. Here's the deeper truth. You're not behind. You're being remade. Your pace is changing because your identity is changing. And you can trust the one who slows you just as much as the one who sends you. So if you feel behind right now, even if nothing in your life looks chaotic on the outside, just breathe. You're not late. You're not losing ground. You're not failing to keep up. You're just being formed at a pace your old self never learned how to live at. And that's not a setback. That's grace. Quiet grace. Steady grace. The kind that doesn't rush you because it's building you. And if you want to keep walking this out with me, I'll write one weekly letter for people who are tired in a deeper way. You can find it in the description below.